Ghana's film industry just got a shakeup. New leadership, fresh appointments, and of course, a little controversy to spice things up. With the 2024 elections ushering in a new government, appointments are being made across various sectors, including the National Film Authority. The National Film Authority has a new CEO, the petitioners are petitioning, and the creative space is buzzing with mixed reactions. So let's break it all down. Let's get into who's in, who's out, and what that means for the future of Ghanaian cinema. Stick around and let's get into it. First off, congratulations to all the newly appointed folks, stepping into various creative and cultural roles. So, for instance, we've got Rex Omar, a musical legend, now serving as the presidential staffer for the Black Star Experience, which is one of the new ambitious endeavors by the new government. So, it's a culture, arts, and tourism brand aiming to make the country a top destination. So, we'll see how that goes. We also have Mr. Abeku Santana, who is a veteran media personality in Ghana, appointed as the Deputy CEO of the National Tourism Authority. Then we have Mr. Kofi Ochre Dako, popularly known as KOD, taking up the role of Director of the Diaspora Affairs. And alongside him, we have actress, TV personality Jocelyn Duma as his Deputy Director. But today, our main focus will be on the film aspect of things. Now, speaking of film, actor James Gardner has been appointed as the Deputy CEO of the National Film Authority. And let's just say, this one took many by surprise, including myself, I won't lie. Right alongside him, actress and producer Kafui Danku steps into the new CEO role, taking over from Juliet Ya Asantua Asante. Now, Madam Juliet has been at the helm of affairs and has implemented some key initiatives in the Ghanaian film industry. Let's take, for instance, the Africa Cinema Summit, which is something that is being looked, forward to every year now because of the fact that there's so many key film people who come from all across Africa networking, and it's just a platform that you get to meet some people that you normally on a regular day will not meet. As news was buzzing of the new appointees, Madam Juliet Asante took to her Facebook account on the 2nd of March, at a time best described by Ghanaians as after church, to recount some experiences during her tenure. She wrote, and I quote, "Today is one of the happiest days of my life, and this is why. Take a seat. In November 2020, when I was asked by the minister to take the job of the Executive Secretary of the National Film Authority, I accepted. Little did I envisage what was to follow. With a paper in hand but no office or money, I set out to recruit staff. With 2 staff members, we started the work. I took time to draft a strategy paper. But it became very clear very quickly that no one was interested and that this was going to be a very, very, very long road. In the first year, we were given 1,000 cedis, which is $100, for the entire year. Second year, 10,000 cedis, about $1,000 at a time. Neither me or my staff received pay for 2 years. We had to shoulder the cost of running a government office from our pockets. We worked from home or the homes of other staff members. There was absolutely no one to show us the ropes of how to set up a new government agency. And while we were struggling to understand what to do and not to do, I was dealing with a very antagonistic board that told me upfront that I wasn't who they wanted. The first activity we tried to do was gather data to understand the sector and problem we were dealing with. This activity was blocked by the board, and almost everything after that was challenged or blocked. Board meetings were a sight to behold. Thankfully, the COVID video took off, and many Ghanaians found solace in the beautiful video, giving hope to many, without realizing that it was from the newly formed National Film Authority filmmakers contributed the video for free. This is quite a lengthy post. I'm going to attach the link and some screenshots on the screen so that you can see exactly what she was talking about. She goes on to detail some rather disturbing details She also congratulated the new appointees. It was nice to see that she was very excited that another woman took over from her and that she's ever ready to help in the transitioning process. So now I'll skip now to her final where she says, I want to say a big thank you to you, the people of Ghana, and my sector for giving me the privilege to serve. But yeah, I'm about to make my way back to you. Be patient and thank you for waiting. May the universe bear witness to my words. I say, freedom has come. Wow, quite strong words. I'll definitely give my opinion on this later on in the video. As Juliet Asante congratulated and encouraged the new appointees, the Association of Ghanaian Creatives was shaking tables with a petition. As a creative in Ghana myself, I had no idea there was an association of creative people or creatives. So this is also new to me. Anyway, that's another story for another day. Their demand was simple: a review of Kafui Danku and James Gardner's appointments to the National Film Authority. Now, let's be clear, this isn't about, saying actors don't deserve a seat at the table, but the petitioners argue that the film industry needs technocrats with a proven track record. And they didn't just criticize, they actually provided an alternative list of names they believed are more qualified. So let's check out the list. Number 1 on the list was Mr. George Bosumpem, who is the Public Relations Officer for the Ghana Association of Film and Television Arts, GAFTA. Number 2 is Mr. Jema Windo, who is the President of GAFTA. Number 3, we have Akofa Ejiani Esiedu, who is a veteran filmmaker and policymaker. Number 4, we have Mr. Professor Linus Abraham, who is a media and communication expert. Number 5, we have Akosua Abdallah, who is a film education and policy expert. And number 6, we have Miss Nicole Amatepi, who is a pioneering filmmaker and industry advocate. Now, just when we thought the drama was over, 3 of the nominees, that's Dr. Jem Farah Wendo, Mr. George Bosumpem, and Professor Linus Abraham, came out to say, who put our names there? And they called the petition mischievous and scandalous, and that they wanted to distance themselves from it. Now let's get into my thoughts on this. First, I'll talk about Madam Juliet Asante's post, and I was quite interested in reading and getting to know the details. And honestly, I was quite shocked to hear that there was no money provided. And if indeed this is true, that there was nothing provided, there was no facilities, and she had to go through everything and start from scratch, and I'll say she had done a good job at, keeping face, because it didn't look like that at all. It didn't look like there were things going on. But then the point is, was it really worth it? Personally, I don't think I would have been able to go through all of that and still stand strong. That's just a personal opinion, because I feel like if I'm not being supported by the people who actually put me in the position, how then do I work? So it was quite interesting to note that she still stayed in the position regardless of all the challenges that she mentioned that were going on. However, over the years, we'd hear certain projects coming into the country being channeled by the National Film Authority, and they actually even come out to put out a statement that they are part of the project. When we see interesting budgets and we wonder, she did mention actually that people were paying for some of her flights to various places, because I know she visited the Cannes Festival, she was in Nigeria a number of times. So all of this is just quite interesting to me, and I would like to know what your thoughts are on that. Now, secondly, I'll get into the National Film Authority and the petition wahala. I don't personally think that the roles at the National Film Authority should be political in the strict sense. It should be more like a structured industry-based system where you get to rise in the ranks, contest for the position, and members within the industry all have a say as to who makes it to the seat, and not just a political appointment. I frankly think that Juliet Asante had some great projects, through the NFA, for instance, the African Cinema Summit, which is what I mentioned earlier. And I would love to see them implemented and continued by the new cohort. The constant sweeping out of all the members of staff with each new administration, it stifles the creativity, causes instability, and sometimes even friction within the industry. Now, imagine working on a long-term film development plan only for a new government to come in and replace the entire leadership. Progress is halted, and we find ourselves constantly starting all over again. That said, kudos to all the new appointees. We're wishing them all the best in their tenure. And I just hope that this isn't just another case of, new brooms sweeping too clean, but rather it's a moment for true impactful leadership in Ghana's film industry. And honestly, I think we should all rally behind to support however we can. It's not really the time for us to be, prejudicious. Regardless, they have been appointed by the president, and we all need to just support them, however, regardless of what we think, or regardless of if we think they are competent for the role or not. It's our duty to support them however we can. So, what do you think? Are these appointments great for the film industry in Ghana? Or, should we have more industry technocrats leading the charge? Let's talk about it in the comment section, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content.